As the Eskimo brothers going deep, their hearts so cold that it might freeze. Don't forget to get that check, 'cause in the end he gets no respect. The Eskimo brothers might have a disease that makes the willies sneeze. Thank you and welcome, fans. This is the Deep Freeze presented by the Eskimo Brothers. I am your host at parties like Ned Yost, Andy Biseg, and my co-host, who's currently located in the closet in your mother's room, Tom Torrey.
Good evening, Freeze fans. Thank you for joining us. If we can, Andy, I'd just like to cut to the chase on this episode.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, responding to some feedback, we want you to know that we've listened. We'll be altering the format starting as of this evening. Less structure and more of off-the-cuff perspectives your fans have come to know and love.
Exactly. We're going to have an open forum of sorts where you, the viewer, can interact with us with all the topics we're going to be discussing throughout the show. More importantly, we want to keep you informed on the content that you care about. So please feel free to ask questions during the show. And if there's anything that you want us to check in on for future shows, please let us know.
Right, and speaking of the show, tonight we have a special guest named Matt who co-hosts an awesome show called A Balanced Breakfast Live with Matt and Tina. They are on Twitch as well and are a very, very welcome friend of the Eskimo Brothers. He's going to be discussing some of the NBA playoff action with us tonight as well as some of the NFL stories that have come across our desk.
Why don't you just say hi, Matt?
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Thanks for coming out tonight, man. Back by popular demand tonight, our NHL correspondent Adam Patalatadong will be on location in preparation for Game 2. We'll get a bring in from him later. He is on location in Las Vegas for the NHL playoffs. Apparently he's been bending it pretty hard lately, so we'll see how that goes.
Patalatadong's on a bender. Yeah, I figured he would be.
Anyways, let's get this show off and running with my favorite segment, the MLB Reach Around. We got a lot of different. We're gonna head through all the divisions today. I got some updates for you. Starting in the AL West, the Astros have the top 3 ERA leaders in the AL. Lowest runs allowed through 50 games since 1920. Mariners won 4 straight. Yeah, I know, man. Those guys are just killing it over there. I've always loved.
But the balls are juiced.
I've always loved Justin Verlander.
Verlander with the cap tip in New York, that was ballsy, man.
Yeah, and he came out and responded to it. Apparently, he says he was just having fun.
Yeah, I believe him, man. You see who he lays next to at night. I would be all right with that. He's just having fun. I wouldn't take anything seriously, right?
Matt, you got any baseball comments for us? I mean, I know you know who Kate Upton is.
Oh yeah, definitely know who Kate Upton is. Big fan. To be honest, you got to him first. Should we go ahead and give the Astros the title again this year? What do you think?
They're killing it. Defense wins championships, right?
Unreal. It's unbelievable how good their pitching is.
Go ahead.
I was just going to keep us moving along. The Mariners win 4 straight. They're only 1 game behind the Astros, even without Robinson Cano in his PED suspension, so that's interesting. I know we've talked about Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani a couple times on this show, but unfortunately, despite their heroic efforts over there in Anaheim, those guys are falling, so that's kind of...
going into tonight, they're 29-25. Houston Astros are 35-20. They've got a 5.5 game lead on them. But it's Trout and Ohtani, man. You gotta believe.
Oh, so we gotta take a little break. We have some breaking news from Ranger X3X. Just informed us that we just hit our 100 follower mark.
Whoa! Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Ranger, for letting us know. And I heard those chimes in the thing. Thank you, Penelope and Ranger. I know I've chatted with you, Penelope, in the breakfast chat. Thank you guys for giving us a follow. Really appreciate it. So moving on with the reach around. Don't want to leave anybody hanging out there. Got the AL East again. The Red Sox are up 2 on the Yanks now. I think last week they were tied at the top of the division, and they are still just whooping the crap out of everybody.
Well, what do you do with that type of division? You know, Baltimore is pretty much hopeless. Trey Machado, please.
I'm just gonna go out there and say that the rest of the division are pretty much just AAA teams. I mean, the Rays pitching is so terrible. They are literally starting relievers for starting games. Now, in defense of that, it actually worked twice for them when they started Sergio Ramos last week. It was actually, it worked well for them. Now, I understand their mindset on it. They have a little bit of a younger staff. It's known that a younger staff typically has a tough time the second and definitely the third time through the order. So if you bring in one of your best arms from the bullpen to face their top of the lineup in the first and maybe even the second inning, then you bring in your starter in the second or third inning, and if they give you 5, that brings you to your normal closer gap. It just seems a little backwards to me, though.
It does, but I think it helps. I don't know if it's a new trend or something that they brought back from the past, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I guess moving on to the NL West, we got the Rockies are still holding the slim lead over the Diamondbacks.
Whoa. We didn't do the AL Central.
Oh, did I get skipped?
You skipped. You definitely skipped. I mean,
AL
I would
Central.
because AL Central is forgettable, but we do have to talk about it.
Yes, thank you for holding me back. I do have my notes here in front of me, but I scrolled a little too far. So to the AL Central, the Indians are finally over 500 after winning 3 straight. So that's pretty cool, since they were pretty much all under 500 last week.
Yeah.
The Tigers and Twins are losing a little bit of ground. They dropped 3.5. And the Royals and White Sox, soon to be sellers. I have a feeling that there might be possibly a move between one of those teams and the Brewers.
Who do you think?
I really, if I was to lean towards one of those, I would lean towards the Royals and one of their younger, controllable pitchers. And I know that the Royals and the Brewers have had,
I'm just gonna say they've had business in the past, so I could definitely see that.
I would maybe even say
they don't hate each other.
Yeah, they don't hate each other, and they have a lot. Obviously there's personnel on both sides that have worked together, and there it is.
You can move on now because AL's forgettable. So just
the AL Central definitely is forgettable. But moving to the NL West, we've got the Rockies 1.5 over the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks have not been playing well. Paul Goldschmidt still has not been hitting.
He did hit a home run, I think, 2 days ago.
He did. I think he hit one against the Brewers when they were here in town, but I guess one home run does not a series make.
Yeah, it's a big week for the Rockies. They got the Giants right now, and then they got the Dodgers.
You are correct, sir. This is kind of a put up or shut up week for them, I guess, right?
Yeah, they've been playing pretty bad at home, and I think they're all at Coors Field. So, but to see they can pull them out, but they could stretch that lead if they have a good week.
I always wondered about the Rockies and how they, how the pitchers react to pitching in Coors Field versus anywhere else, and what they might think when either signing with a team or being drafted by the Rockies.
Yeah.
Well, bottom second right now between Colorado and the Giants. Colorado's up 2-0. So, rah for that in the West.
There you go. And here's a little tidbit for you, Matt. The Brewers AAA affiliate is located in Colorado, the Colorado Sky Sox.
Sky Sox.
Oh yeah, I used to go to some Sky Sox games back in the day when I lived up there.
Well, hey, you probably saw some. Well, maybe back in the day we had the Sounds, though. I think were our
national. Yep.
Yeah, it was a Rockies affiliate when I saw it.
But moving on to our favorite NL Central, the Brew Crew has the best 50-game start in franchise history, best record in the National League. Say that again, best record in the National League.
Best record in the National League.
Now, I know I'm typically one that, even though I look at the ESPN power rankings, I typically dismiss it pretty easily, but I do have to say that the Brewers are ranked number 4 in the ESPN Power
They are.
Rankings today, and that's right behind the big AL trio being the Astros, the Sox, and the Yankees.
Right.
Now, let me ask you guys real quick. At the beginning of the season, did you think the Brewers would be buyers this time of the year?
To some extent, but not. I don't know. I didn't think we'd be this far out. Right. If that's a good way to look at it.
I'm gonna have to say, can I chime in, Tom? Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think for me, my opinion on the Brewers is that I thought they were definitely gonna be buyers for pitching, and now, even though Zach Davies got kind of rocked tonight, now I'm gonna have to say that our pitching has been one of our bright spots, and that our offense is 9 of our losses this year have been shutouts, and that's a scary number for the Brewers.
Yeah. Right, we can't keep that happening. That's not a good thing.
But I don't want to dwell on the Brewers too much, even though they are our favorite. Snarehead says our bullpen is our bright spot, and I definitely have to say our bullpen is our bright spot, and I ordered myself a Josh Hader jersey yesterday because that guy is just lights out insane. And how about those Memorial Day caps that all the teams are wearing this weekend? I love them so much, I bought one myself.
They were great.
So, Cubs win 2 straight to move back into second place. And the Cards are beating us, so I think the Cubs are losing the Pirates last I heard. Don't know what the score updates are on that at the moment.
6-4, bottom of the 7th. Cubs have the lead.
Okay, so they came back. But, so the Cubs and the Cardinals still fighting for that second place. Yeah, it was sick as fuck on my wallet, too, Snarehead. The last but not least, the NL East. Mets ace Syndergaard placed on the disabled list today with a sprained finger ligament, so the woes continue for the hapless Mets. They started off so hot, and they just have not been able to keep it going. But
that's normally what they do.
Oh, yeah.
I think they did have a decent week this last week, but obviously Thor going on the DL doesn't help them much.
That's critical.
I don't have Hader on my fantasy team. I have Noah Syndergaard on my fantasy team, yes, and I also have Yu Darvish on my fantasy team, who is also on the disabled list. And man, I gotta say, my pitching staff is in shambles right now. But hey, Madison Bumgarner comes back next week, so that'll be awesome. But back to the NL East, Braves still leading, but slimly, only by like a game and a half, I think. Phillies dropped a spot after losing 2, and the Nats are on a tear, winning 4 straight, moving back into second by only a half game. So the Nats are in second place. And I gotta say, it's nice to see them starting to pick it up because they were a lot of people's favorites to win this year, or to at least go deep.
Yeah, I'm a Braves fan, so I follow the East pretty close. I think the Nats are probably going to take it in the long run. I'm hoping my Braves can stick around for a wild card spot, but right now the Nats look like they're getting it together.
Matt, I wanted to kind of ask you, what do you think about Bryce Harper? Do you think he's going to stay in Washington, or do you think he'll get picked up by one of those big, huge market teams?
How much have they decided how much they're going to pay him yet?
Well, he has.
I think that would be the kicker.
I know, like last year, he was throwing out some just like stupid numbers to the media, like he said, maybe $400 million contract.
Right. I don't think they'll pay him that. I could see him going somewhere else. I could see him. I mean, Yankees are obviously always in it. I don't know though.
So what do you say about?
He's like their franchise guy.
He's talking crazy money, Snarehead. That is true. I would like to also know about your opinion about the Braves and their roster snafus that they had this past season. I know they kind of got docked by MLB for some minor league stuff. Do you know anything about that?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, they broke some rules and they were a little too technical for me to follow. But it's, as a Braves fan, growing up watching them, it's been rough the last couple of years. They've made a lot of crazy roster mistakes. But yeah, I don't know all the details about that. They went after some minor leaguer. I forget all the rules.
But I mean, hey, regardless, they're still in first place with a bunch of young dudes on their team. How awesome is that?
The future finally looks good, but it's been a long time of We had Hayward and then trade him. We always have a lot of guys like that come through. It looks like they finally got a group of them together.
I gotta say to
I'm excited.
Ranger, not to interrupt you, Matt. Ranger's asking about some Pirates insight. I gotta say, like, I had Jameson Taillon on my fantasy team until today, and I love that guy. I love that he went through some crazy medical stuff and came back and pitched awesome. But he just has not been pitching well this last 4 or 5 starts.
I gotta say, Sterling Marte coming off the DEL is gonna help me in the long run of my fantasy team. And Cervelli going on. I don't know if he's going on the DL or not. Getting ran over by Rizzo or slid into.
I like Josh Bell too. I like that guy. He's a really solid hitter.
Yeah.
I know he beat our pitching up a little bit earlier in the season.
Is Rizzo getting suspended for anything like that? Or is he just going to get a...
I don't know yet. I don't think anything's going to happen.
I didn't hear about any suspensions or anything. It was pretty dirty, especially since they all know the rules, and it's been that way for a couple seasons now.
Right.
It's still hard for me to watch Pittsburgh without McCutchen.
It is, definitely. He was kind of the face of that, or he was the face of that franchise. And I gotta ask, it's kind of, the Pirates have been stuck in a mode, and this question is kind of to Ranger, but why don't they choose to buy or sell? They kind of just stick in the middle, and then they end up coming in third or fourth all the time.
Right, either they're on the short end, the bullpen, or the short end with offensive talent. It's never a good mix of both. It's either one or the other.
I can't imagine the hearts of the Pirates fans when they announced that McCutchen got traded.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there was crying kids all over that city. And
crying grown men. Such a positive influence on the league, and especially in. It's definitely, he was kind of the heart of the city. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like we got our NHL correspondent is trying to ring in here, Tomsky.
All right. Well, now on the phone and in room 420 at the Lamar Odom Hotel and Brothel in Las Vegas, he is covering every goal and fight in the NHL playoffs. Eskimo Brothers' very own Adam Paddle-Out-of-Dong.
Hello? Am I live?
You're live. Are you alive?
Yeah, you all right?
I'm alive and barely breathing right now, to be honest with you guys.
Are you still in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I am right now. I was in Tampa Bay last week. I had this crazy cross-country trip. That's country without the O, by the way. So I went Kerouacking because I was in Las Vegas, and then they, the series finished up. I had to cruise over to Florida to see the last game, Game 7 last week. I basically rode the rails.
You rode the rails.
And you can take that any way you like.
Okay, then. So to the hockey.
I ride in Florida. I cleaned up on all the spring break residuals, which was mostly tech school nursing students and biology majors with no social skills whatsoever. And I tried to get a blow jay, and the girl literally blew on my D like it was a Nintendo cartridge.
A Nintendo cartridge? Are we talking Super Mario Brothers 3 Nintendo or Battletoads Nintendo?
Like Battletoads.
With the warts.
Like Battletoads when the cartridges weren't as good as they were for Super Mario 3, so she had to blow really hard.
That's fucking $30 down the drain right there, bro.
I know. So anyways, the Caps, they won Game 7 for the first time in the 11-year Ovechkin era in amazing fashion, by the way. They shut out Tampa Bay Thunderfucks 4-0.
It was a pretty awesome game.
It was. I was surprised that they shut them out. I mean, it's Game 7, and this is your chance to go to the Stanley Cup, and you can't even score a goal. That just blows my mind. And Ovechkin scored again. Go figure. He's, the best player in hockey. A side note for you guys, for the Twitch fans, Ovechkin is an amazing Fortnite player, and if you haven't seen him play Fortnite, there's a couple videos on YouTube you should check out. He's actually really good.
Like really, really good, or just really good?
He won matches. Like, he's won Fortnite matches. So
Okay,
you know
well,
how
I mean, I watched Josh Hader and Brett Phillips beat the piss out of some people.
Yeah, he's probably around that level. Maybe not as good because he's in a playoff run, so Hader and Phillips don't get as much time.
In fact,
or,
I've watched Matt from Breakfast Live and his team kick some ass before too.
Yeah, we get some W's every now and then.
But it's hard though. Fortnite's crazy. You got all these like little 12-year-old punk ass kids just killing it.
Oh yeah,
That's hilarious. It scares me that you, Mr. Patalatadong, are playing Fortnite.
How can you afford that right now?
I can't. It's all just given to me by way of blowjays and HJs.
So more hockey.
Yeah, hockey. Bring it back.
So Braden Holtby, the goalie for the Caps, he was under siege all game for Game 7.
Uh-oh. Did we lose?
Yeah, but
okay, there we go.
No, he managed to stave off, all the big fat black pucks.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I meant pucks. And now the Washington Capitals look to bring the first major sports championship to Washington since 1992. That is disregarding DC United of the MLS because no one really gives a shit about soccer anyways.
At least not MLS soccer.
no.
Right, that's like...
No, absolutely not.
I don't even know why we have that, to be honest with you, in America. Just get the fuck rid of it.
Well, and that's funny you say that because I'm pretty sure I just saw that they added another team.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah.
Cincinnati something.
Well, Atlanta FC was packing like 70,000 in a game last year.
Hey, Rooney's coming to the MLS this year, right? I'm pretty sure I read that.
Is that real?
I'm pretty sure I read that.
No way.
Yeah,
See, that's
he
what
was talking about it. Yeah,
Or okay, he was talking about it.
he's in talks. Yeah, I don't know if it's been decided officially.
The only league where 40-year-olds can prosper.
Hey
Right.
man, I give respect to any 40-year-old who can play soccer out there on a field for a whole game. That's hardcore.
Speaking of old timers, just a side note: did any of you guys see the Rafael Palmeiro? He's 53, hitting.
Oh yeah, crushing
bombs.
Crushing it right now.
53-year-old Rafael Palmeiro. I know he said he wanted to try to come back and play. Maybe some team that needs a DH.
Or a DB, whichever one you want.
All right, moving back on to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, the Capitals won. The amazing opening ceremony in true Las Vegas style. Did any of you guys see that?
Yes, that was awesome.
It was epic. It was like a Renaissance fair fight with like a Golden Knight mascot who, of course, won. They had Nick Cannon and his drum line.
Yeah.
They had the amazing visuals that go on the ice, which I've actually never seen before until this.
Oh, I'm sure you were loving that.
Yeah, I lost it for a sec there. I forgot I was at a hockey game. Then they played the shitty EDM music, and I just started just twerking, and it was gone. And then, of course, they hired Michael Buffer to introduce each team, which is freaking awesome. Like,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I loved it. And then, holy
Oh,
smokes!
hold on one sec. If anybody who doesn't know who Michael Buffer is, he is the guy who does the Let's Get Ready to Rumble. Right?
Let's get ready to rumble.
The from UFC. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Michael
Not
Buffer
everybody
is.
knows who that is.
If they don't know, then
Now
fucking
they do.
damn it. But 10 goals total with the win going to the Knights. 10 goals in a freaking Stanley Cup game. That's crazy. Double digits. Doesn't happen. The game had everything. Huge slap shots, monster hits, dirty hits, which Wilson took out. Myra Salt, or however you pronounce his Canadian name. Marcia Salt. There you go. Marcia Salt is basically been carrying the offensive side of the Las Vegas Knights, and he got smoked. And that guy got a penalty, which led to a power play. The only thing that was missing was a fight, because hockey players don't really fight in the playoffs anymore because it's the playoffs and no one wants to sit at the bench. After three periods, it went down to the wire. Las Vegas pulled off another playoff win thanks to a fired up T-Mobile Arena Las Vegas crowd. Go figure.
T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, I'm sure that crowd was hopping with the. Obviously, we recovered it last week, but the
John Taffer
500
was
to
there.
1 odds, Golden Knights, just making it all the way this year. It's crazy, but
it's mind blowing.
Yeah, it is mind blowing. But gonna keep the head into our next segment here. Thanks, Adam, for jumping in and giving us an update on the hockey action.
Woo.
Loving it.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm back to my drinks.
All right, you have a good night. As the NBA heads into the finals, our very own Tom and our guest Matt, who we from a Balanced Breakfast Live, will debate and break down the conference finals and tee up the final act between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. Hard for me to say. Take it away.
Hey,
Tom.
Matt, good evening and welcome. Been looking forward to this since it was announced, and thank you for joining us on the show.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I really do appreciate it. I like your show. It means a lot that you guys have had me on. I really do appreciate it, man. How have you been doing?
Doing pretty good tonight. I mean, it's Tuesday. Had a nice day off yesterday. I can't complain.
Yeah, nice little holiday weekend. I don't know if you got a holiday weekend as well, Matt, but
I did.
nice.
I'm a little bit in withdrawals. This is the first day since April 10th that there hasn't been an NHL or NBA playoff game on. So I didn't know what to do with myself anyways.
Well, here we go. So,
There you
time
go.
to get to talk some NBA with Tom right now, because that's not really my thing. But, all right, boys, NBA Finals debate. I'm going to start off with a few questions to get you dudes acquainted with each other. Question 1. In the conference finals, who do you believe had the better series? And, Matt, you're the guest, so you get to go first. Team or player? Question again. In the conference finals, who do you believe had the better series?
Well, this is a tough one for me because I think the Rockets were by far the superior team. So I got to give it to Golden State just for winning the series, although LeBron had a crazy series in the East, even though I don't like the guy. I think Cleveland is a little... They shouldn't have been in the Eastern Conference Finals yet. But I got to give it to Golden State just because Houston, I think, was the best team left in the playoffs.
User entered your
Nice.
channel.
All right. Well, Tom, do you have a pick or a comment
Yeah,
on that?
so as much as I hate LeBron James, I got to say the Cleveland Cavaliers, simply for the fact that LeBron James really had to play what they call quote-unquote hero ball to actually, make it work. Kevin Love is comparable, James Green, I forget a couple other guys, but that's it. J.R. Smith is garbage. I don't know why he's even on the team. I think he's more of just somebody there. I don't know. LeBron, at his age right now, I don't. A lot of people hate on me because I'm a LeBron hater, but I just don't think. He makes it as far as he does because of how good he is. He really is good. I give him that. He's going to be a legend, legend right now. But going against an actual team that plays like a team like the Warriors, I don't see him having a shot. I mean, these guys are way better than Boston and way better than their last opponent in their last series. A lot of people, this went to 7 games because Boston, willed their way to win. Their young talent did not seem fazed by LeBron James. But the only time that they were, in fact, just totally just not with it is when they were away from home, and that's what cost them the series.
Oh, yeah.
I got to give it to LeBron.
I'll agree. If I was giving it to a player, it's got to be LeBron. You're right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I definitely. I mean, as little basketball as I watch, I read that he's definitely been carrying the Cavaliers quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's been a lot of talk about how tired he's been. So, but to question 2, what game in either conference finals was a turning point? LeBron James. What game in either conference finals was a turning point for the winning team?
Well, I mean, you almost got to say Game 7 for both of them. I mean, both teams were down. I forget how much Boston was up by, but I know Houston was up by about 15. They were both on the road. It really was just the second halves of Game 7 for both teams.
Nice. Tom?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with the East here. I think it was game 6 where they were down a little bit and then came back to win. They won by 10. I mean, their backs were against the wall. LeBron really had to do everything in that game. As you saw, some of those that three ball at the end of the game to kind of put them out in front for the final time. I think if LeBron gets to Game 6, he's going to win Game 7, and that's it. You can't let LeBron go deep in a series. He will crush you.
That's true, and also the Rockets went 0 for 27 from 3 at one point.
Right,
that like 27 in a row. So
it was
that
horrid.
That was a pretty big turning point.
Nice. Okay, so moving on to question 3, and since all these have been in terms of the conference finals, I'm going to assume this question also does. In terms of MVP, who's your pick? So your conference finals MVP.
Ooh, conference finals MVP.
And that's not LeBron James.
Oh, other than LeBron James?
I'm going to add that caveat in there because I'm sick of hearing LeBron James.
Yeah, no, I understand. Curry had a good series, but KD had a sneaky good series. So I'd probably give it to KD.
I have to agree.
Curry had a big third quarter, and it was flashy, and people remember that from Game 7. But KD, he had to score 33 or 4 times, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he really had to show up. I think I agree with you totally. If anybody was deserve a conference finals MVP, it is Kevin Durant.
All right, well, I'm going to go to question 4 then. Who is your pick to win the finals? But I think, Matt, you think you might have already given away your choice.
Yeah, I'm going Warriors. My only caveat is if Iguodala's hurt, I think it'll take him 5 games. If he's not, I think they'll probably sweep him.
Wow. I think, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Cavaliers. I think really going into it, Golden State's obviously the superior team, but not all those guys can cover LeBron James. And Andy, I know you know that I hate LeBron James.
Yes, you're not a LeBron James fan. Just so I hear you say that makes me laugh, but I get it.
I really just watching the games, and he just turns into somebody else. It's all of a sudden it's like, like we play video games. Somebody who's like a superpower. You
don't get to take LeBron James.
No, like you see when he comes out on the floor, his jersey still has tags on it. Like you just can't take that stuff away from him. He rises to the occasion. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I think they can do it, and I think they do it in 7. I think it takes 7 to do it.
That'd be a hell of a series. I think there's a very good chance that they lose and LeBron James still wins the Finals MVP. I think we might have that kind of situation.
Yeah, I think that is astute.
Maybe a heartbreaker in Game 7. That'd be fun to watch. Actually, that's when I do actually watch basketball. Is pretty much right now, actually. But Tom, let's bump it over to the next segment.
Yeah, moving along, we had some funny NFL stories that have popped up. Reading, I'm at my job, I read a lot about sports and during my day when I have other things to do or that I should be doing. We got to talk about Richie Incognito. Recently released.
Agent, man.
Yeah, exactly. This is how it turns out. This guy is working out. He takes some stuff. What does they call it? Shroom tech. I don't know. I like to get my hands on that.
Well, let me tell you about it when you're done. Put a pin in that.
Okay. So he's working out. He takes this shroom tech, and he starts freaking out. He starts, thinking that he's an NSA agent, and everybody that's working out near him are out to get him. And so, let's see what the quote that I have here for. The gentleman he chucked a tennis ball at me for no reason. Then he started throwing shit at me, the man said. Then he tried to mow me over with a sled. And he just started yelling at me like he was going to kick my ass. And he started beating the shit out of the equipment over there. I mean, this guy is clearly troubled. I don't know, man. With the bullying thing with Jonathan Martin, the hazing or whatever you want to call it, this guy just has a repeated offender status. I mean, if you're taking weird shit like shroom tech, go ahead. Go ahead.
The shroom tech is not weird stuff.
I know it's like a protein, strange. Right?
It's a supplement that's like it's just a regular mushroom. It's from. Have you ever heard of Onnit, the company?
Yeah.
They sell like Alpha Brain and stuff like that. It's from them. So he was definitely on something other than that too.
Like something
If
that
it
like
caused him to freak
reacted
out.
with that, maybe, or he's just trying to use that as a scapegoat.
I think he may just be trying to use it as a scapegoat. I
Dude's
don't know.
tripping hard at fucking working out. He thinks everybody's out to get him.
Yeah. But could you imagine? He's 6'3", 320.
It says police
Imagine
detained
him throwing
detained
stuff
but did
around.
not arrest. I don't know how they detain a guy like that. It's like
No,
15 guys.
what they used was the Baker Law. Florida's Baker Act, which allows officers to hold a person for psychiatric evaluation, who they consider a danger in becoming a harm to themselves or others. So
Wow.
it's involuntary, so it's not exactly getting arrested, but it's pretty much getting arrested. They're saying, yo, dude,
We're taking you in to get a
don't wanna-
psych eval whether you like it or not.
right,
Yeah.
we don't want to hurt you because you're a big fat guy that played in the NFL, but
Those are
Yeah.
probably
You're
pretty big
freaking out.
dumbbells he was flinging around.
Dude's
Oh
throwing
my
like
God.
100-pound dumbbells across the room. Like,
I would fear for my life.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If like I walked in at a party and his name, he's like, "Hi, I'm Rich Incognito," I'd be like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here right now."
yeah, right. I don't want to have any part of that. But hey,
Yes.
you know, that's a pretty crazy ass story, Tom, and I love it because it makes for good stuff for us to talk about. But moving back to some
Yeah.
actual, like, I guess, sports talk, Blake Bortles, confident quarterback, or more questions after 2017? I mean, I know you're a big fan of Blake Bortles, and I've liked him in the past. I thought he was one of the good up-and-coming quarterbacks, but, you know, what do you think?
Blake Bortles is a complex, pure and simple. I think with two new wide receivers because they lost Robinson and they lost Hearns, that's going to be tough for a quarterback like Blake Bortles to get acquainted with the offense. He knows a lot, but his receivers have to be on the same page with him. I think it's going to take some time. I think they kind of fall back a step, but I do believe Blake Bortles is now on the right path. He had a new quarterbacks coach last year, and even though they were both kind of learning off of each other, they still managed to play at a high level. So I think, you know, the sky's the limit for Blake yet. I'm not going to give up on him. I don't really care for the Jaguars in particular, but I'm a fan of him and what he's able to do. And I was, man, you know, I know, Andy, we talk a lot, but I was really pulling for the Jaguars in the AFC Championship. It would have been really cool to see Blake get over that hump and get past Tom Brady.
You know I was too, because fuck the Patriots. But
Fuck the
I'm going to
Patriots.
say this, Tom, once I remember what this is. Chances that the Jaguars in the next 5 to 10 years no longer play for a United States city.
Yeah, you know, I think with their owner, that's a good possibility that could happen. But I really feel like with the traveling, you know, you're traveling across the big open sea to go play a game that means something. You know, that really changes how you prepare for a football game, how you practice,
User in your channel
and
timed
more
out.
importantly, you know, down the road in the playoffs, what if you got to play every game on the road?
User entered your channel.
Ranger says, here's Jacksonville. We call them the London Knights. No joke. Here in Jacksonville, we call them the London Knights. That's crazy. I did not know that, but that's makes my questions say that possibly there's a high chance that could happen. And I totally agree with everything you're saying, Tom, but I like that the sport's trying to go international. I mean, I don't like everything that's going on in the NFL right now with the owners and the players, but as far as the sport, I love seeing sports grow.
Now, I know this, we're kind of getting off topic here, but with, you know, I remember when the NFL, like, I think it was like 15 years ago, they tried to have a European league. I think they should retry to do that again, bring some talent from the United States over there, and maybe, you know, have the playoffs be set up where the 32 teams here, you know, they battle it out, and then, you know, how many teams that they have over, you know, internationally
Like
wise,
maybe for the
you know, the rest of the world, kind of like how
for the Pro Bowl, instead of
Well,
doing
like how the NHL
lackluster
does
Pro
sometimes.
Bowl, they have like the team from the European League and the team from the
right, like a World Bowl or something,
Right.
something
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, soccer does like a Champions League where the top four
Right.
teams from each country basically.
I
play
could see that
every
going
year.
now.
So to move on to the next topic, I'm definitely interested to hear Matt's viewpoint, being a Broncos fan, right? But Case
Right.
Keenum, 2018 starting quarterback for the Broncos, or flash in the pan?
So I watched a lot of Case Keenum in the playoffs, obviously. I didn't see him a ton during the regular season. From what I understand, he throws a nice deep ball. Not a real strong arm, but can read and move in the pocket. Regardless of how well he does, he will definitely be an upgrade for the Broncos. So I'm very happy that we got him. We could have gotten, say,
Kaepernick.
I mean, I was gonna say maybe trade up and get Mayfield, but I'm not completely sold on
No.
him yet.
Are you lost on Paxton Lynch?
I am very, very lukewarm on Paxton Lynch.
Okay.
He hasn't shown me much. I wanted them to draft somebody if they didn't go out in free agency. I wanted them to get Kirk Cousins, but I'm happy with Case Keenum. I think he was a good pickup, and I think they were able to fill other needs. I think Chubb was a really good draft pick for them since they already had Keenum. So I'm happy with what they've been doing, and I think he'll have a good year. I mean, the defense is still solid. He's got some weapons around him, not as many as he did in Minnesota.
Got Emmanuel
But I think he'll have a
Sanders. He can
solid
win
year.
ball games.
Yeah, but I think he'll be. I think he'll be as good as he was last year. I'm not expecting like a big jump or anything, but I don't think he'll be a flash in the pan.
It's going to be tough with the AFC West, but the Chiefs are also one of those questionable teams because they got Patrick Mahomes now going to be their starter.
Right. Yeah, they're a wild card. Yeah.
Getting to the last part of our little segment here for NFL, your guys' dark horse team for the NFL this year. I'm going to actually start first, Tom, because I don't know. I think I might know what yours is, and it might be the same as mine. But I'm going to go Rams as a dark horse. I just really like what they're doing over there, and they had a really nice showing at the end of the season last season. So, did I just kill both of your guys' picks?
They're my Super Bowl pick.
Super Bowl pick, nice.
Yeah, I think they're gonna win it all. But my other one, I got the Raiders making the playoffs. They're real low on everybody's rankings.
I like Derek Carr. I liked what he was doing before he got injured.
Yeah. So I think they're going to slide in as the second wild card in the AFC.
Nice. Tom, you got any picks for us?
Mine is the Tennessee Titans. I think the Titans have they've been around a little while now. Marcus Mariota has seen some things. They compared to Jameis Winston because they were drafted in the same year. I think as far as progression and who's more of a threat, I think it's clear cut that Mariota, despite all the doubters, despite all the haters, I think really he has the skills. He has the talent. They said when he was in Oregon with the spread offense that he was only reading part of the field. You see him doing a lot more now. And I think Derrick Henry just went down with a torn ACL, if I'm not mistaken.
Heard he got injured, right?
Yeah, I think he's done for the year, so that's going to raise some questions. But I think in the division that they're in, which is the AFC South, I think they have a really
for that
good
other
shot.
guy. They got another talented back there in Tennessee, don't they? And not Murray, right? But
Murray's gone.
But they had another guy last year too. I had him on my fantasy team. His name's escaping my mind, but.
Yeah, but I think they could be, they have good talent on the defensive end of the ball, and I think if they can just make it, be more consistent, I think they have a good shot.
So for one last little fun thing before we let Matt go play some games with Tina, we're going to do a little frost fire. It's going to be our version of rapid fire questions. Are you cool with that, Matt?
Yeah.
So Tom's going to ask Matt 5 random questions. We came up with like a whole crap load of them earlier. He's going to try to pick them at random, and we'll see how this goes. So take it away, Tom.
All right, Matt, are you ready for this?
Yes.
All right. So let's start off with an easy one.
Okay.
One thing you've always wanted to do, but haven't yet.
Ooh, I'd like to visit Europe. Never been.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
Any particular part of Europe?
I'm a big Arsenal fan, so I'd like to go to London, see an Arsenal game. Germany during Oktoberfest would be a lot of fun.
I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I would love to go see a soccer match in Europe. Yeah. That'd be dope.
Yeah, them and Celtic FC, they're a Scottish club. I'd like to go see them too. They got a crazy, crazy cool atmosphere. I'd like to go check out.
All right, continue, Tom.
All right, how many hot dogs do you think you could fit in your mouth at one time?
Buns or no? No buns?
No buns, all meat.
Maybe 6. I think I might be able to get 6.
Woo!
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's awesome, Tom. Next question.
All right. Would you rather sit on the pee seat in the bathroom or have to share a urinal with a man who is way bigger than you?
I'd probably have to share the urinal. Roll the dice.
I think I'm
Roll
gonna.
the dice.
I'm sitting on the PC. I gotta just grab some sandpaper, wipe it off or something.
Now, if I can clean it up, I'll take the PC.
Loves the answer. Snarehead said he loves the answer. Okay, Tom. Question 3.
Who would you rather eat? Asian or Thai? I mean, what would you rather eat? Asian or Thai food?
I like a lot of Asian food, but Thai food is also Asian food. So
It is. They're both technically Asian food.
All
But
right,
the question
all right.
was well delivered.
yeah,
All right, and the better band name, the Beaver Retrievers or the Fupa Funk?
oh my gosh, it's got to be the Fupa Funk. That's what
The
you got to go
Fupa
with.
Funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an album going on right now. It's not out yet, but it's the Fupa Funk, and it's entitled "If You Can't Smell the Funk, You Better Check the Trunk."
Yeah, that was good. Beaver Retriever sounds like a beach band from the 60s or something. I don't know.
Like Georgia
Yeah,
or
right.
something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tom, for the awesome segment, and thank you, Matt, for joining us tonight on the broadcast. If you want to go ahead and give your and Tina's show some shameless self-promotion, let them know your
Sure.
time slots and whatnot, and we'll let you guys go and play some Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, we're a Balanced Breakfast Live on Twitch. We stream at 8 on weeknights, unless we get invited to do something awesome like this. And Breakfast Live on Twitter is a good place to follow us, and we do updates there and stuff. So thank you guys for having me. I really do appreciate it. I had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great time for us too, man.
Yeah, thanks again, Matt. We do appreciate having you on.
Yeah.
What a great guy and a pleasure to have on the show. He can join us again, hopefully sometime soon. Now heading into the game of the night, game number 3 of the Eskimo Brothers Series Best of 7 with the series tied 1-1. The game is Super Mega Baseball 2 on Xbox One. Andy rebounded from game 1's embarrassment and pulled out a tight game 2 to even the series. We're going to take a super short break while we get that set up. Please stay with us.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the Deep Freeze presented by the Eskimo Brothers, live on Twitch. We got Game 3 of our Eskimo Brothers series coming up here shortly. Tom, are you still with me?
Absolutely.
Abso-frickin-fruitly.
All right, like Andy was saying, Game 3 of the series, it's tied 1-1. We might lose a little dialogue here as we
Snarehead
go along
says
with
he's
the game.
still here. He says, guys, I'm still here.
Well, that's good.
I think he's,
That's good.
This is good.
Hello?
All right, let's get this party finished up. I'm really glad Matt came and hung out with us tonight. I want to thank all the viewers for stopping by and checking out the sports talk. It was really good to have him on with us, and definitely a thanks to Adam Patalatadong for his NHL update. I know since the hockey stuff is coming to a close here not too long, we will be getting him out on the road for some more updates.
Yeah, probably on the baseball side of things, hopefully. Maybe on the croquet side. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some PGA Tour golf. Who knows? And since we're at 100 followers now, we may have to have a conversation on what our giveaway is going to be here pretty soon.
This is true. I did not see James Scott in the broadcast tonight. A player is disconnected.
Try it again. We were waiting around too long. Dong, if you are in the chat, feel free to create some dialogue as we go forward. We love a little awkward silence too. That always helps. All right, here we go. Well, I guess while the screen loads, I thought I'd point out here Thursday night we're doing the CRA Street Stock Series at Bristol. It's going to be a rebroadcast of last week's race. If you follow American Stock Card, you will see that who won, but I'm not going to give any spoilers away if you haven't checked it. So it'll be on at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be here broadcasting it to you, as a replay. But again, to note, it was a really good race to watch. So tune in and check it out.
Did you already check out the race a little bit?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Oh, nice. I actually didn't get a chance to do that yet. Oh, looks like we finally got loaded into our game here.
Alright.
Cause that's our main thing, Snarehead. That's what got us our start in this whole thing.
We love sports, everything included, especially stuff with 4 wheels.
Now batting, number 11, the shortstop.
That's outside. That's inside. Right. Right. That's outside.
Oh, an infield
It's
error.
early. It's early.
Batting, number 47, the center fielder.
Outside. Right. Outside. Out.
Now batting, number 10, the right fielder.
Oh, Snarehead was playing the race card again.
Neat little double play. Well, you know, we can't
32.
always look at the chat there, Snarehead. We're doing lots of things at once here. Why does the field look dead?
Play ball.
Now batting,
Must not be getting
number
much
11,
rain wherever
the
in
shortstop.
Tokyo or wherever this is.
This is indoors. Nacho Chris for a base knock.
That's bullshit.
Nacho.
I can't believe you got
Now
bad on
batting,
that.
number 20, the right fielder. Now batting, number 90, the third baseman.
Not getting greedy. It's too early. I was swearing that shit.
Right. Play ball.
Oh man.
Now batting, number 18, the second baseman.
You're out.
Good pitch.
Now batting.
Grazie.
Number 15,
User
the
disconnected
first
from your
baseman.
channel.
See you later, Sad.
User joined your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Oh my god, that was crazy. Damn.
Right? Goodness.
Now batting.
Nacho,
number 11, the
Nacho.
shortstop.
Dude, that was like at his face and he still got it.
Yep, it was reactive. Totally reactive.
Right?
Now batting. Number 32, the left fielder.
Well, that was weird. It looked to me like it was going to the outfield.
Now batting.
A little
Number
leg spike there.
27, the pitcher.
Right? Right? Right through, you're out. Right? Right! Right through, you're out. Right? Right? Out?
I thought nobody was going to catch that for a second. Both calling each other off.
batting, number 10.
Thank you guys for
the right
staying with
fielder.
us. Sorry there's much of a dialogue here, a lot of chat. We just going back and forth takes a little bit of time.
Outside. Right. Outside. Foul ball. Strike three. You're out. Okay.
Didn't react quick enough.
Out.
It's gonna be another one of these games, eh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
That was a terrible pitch.
Yeah.
Strike three. You're out.
Well, that's swinging. That's not a fucking play.
Well, no, I mean the second to last
Now
one, I literally
batting,
was trying
number
to hit the corner of
25,
the zone.
the first
Anyway.
baseman.
Fuego alert.
Now batting, number 27. Now batting, number 19, the second baseman.
Right. You're out.
In the palm of the old glove.
Right.
Oh,
Now batting, number 32, the left fielder.
That's outside. You're out.
good game,
Another
Tom.
one of those games. Good game, like always.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight on the Deep Freeze. Have a great evening, folks. We look forward to continue to bring you great content each and every week. Thursday night, we will be doing the CRA Street Stock Series right here at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come join us for some live Bristol, not live Bristol action, because that is going to be a replay for us.
Unlive, if you will.
Unlive. But for myself and Tom, the Eskimo Brothers, good night, and see you on Thursday.